Hello everyone, and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. I just received the news of John Mayall's passing. Now, his passing is of course sad news, but I think his life and his work is something to celebrate. John Mayall died aged 90, and he was one of the oldest blues legends around. I started buying his albums, I believe in 2018 or 2019, because he was coming to do a show in the Netherlands. And I knew he was a blues legend and I wanted to see him, but I also wanted to know more about him. So I started buying his records here in Amsterdam at Waterloo Square, and I found so many beautiful treasures and was really looking forward to seeing him play aged 85, still a blues legend, touring, playing live in his 80s. I just thought that was incredible. Sadly, he could not do the gig. He was ill, and I hoped he would come back, but after that, the corona pandemic happened. So I never got to see him live. And I think that's sad, but I'm also rather cheerful that this man made music until he died, aged 90. So it is sad, of course, but if your life is so filled with music, and he has been working with so many incredible musicians. I mean, this man had so many talented guitar players in his band. It's just incredible. So I'm gonna dive into my record collection and to see and talk about the records that I just found as an in memoriam. And the first thing I found here is, I believe, his first album, John Mayall and the Blues Breakers with Eric Clapton. And I just love, even just love this cover. This is the first Dutch pressing, but the cover is, I believe, of British origin. And this record is very, very good. I think this is one of the best, perhaps the best white blues album. It's in competition in that regard for me with Groeten uit Grollo. And I say white blues, and I know it's somewhat tough to discuss racial elements when talking about music, but I do have the sense that talking about John Mayall, that his blues is not typical blues. It's completely different from his inspirations, like Muddy Waters, a John Lee Hooker, a Howlin' Wolf. The American blues has these very deep roots, and somehow John Mayall sounded less troubled. Now, some people would make that disqualify it as blues. I disagree, because there is a certain chill and a certain calm in what this man was doing. You know, it is completely eccentric, and listening to this record with a good contribution by Eric Clapton, who was of course a brilliant guitar player, but the soul, the essence, is the personality of John Mayall. There are elements of blues there, but there are also British elements there, and there's a certain calm. This is nice summer blues. It's brilliantly played. I love this album. I actually have 3 copies here. I have 2 first Dutch pressings, both mono. When I find them for a good price, I just take them with me, because these mono copies, they just sound so incredible. And I have here the MoFi. I bought that to do a comparison video, but it's gonna be a tough comparison because this one is stereo. It might be interesting for a mono versus stereo video. This John Mayall and the Blues Breakers is one of the highlights, and it has such a beautiful soul. Now, when I started collecting, I just bought a hell of a lot of his records. Here I have a Hard Road, which is also a very good album. At least this is from 1967. very good album, and it just continued. I mean, he made so many good albums in the 60s. This one, So Many Roads, another great record. And this has John McPhee here and Peter Green, you know, Fleetwood Mac. um, that's just impressive. I mean, you have Eric Clapton in the band, you have John McPhee, you have Peter Green. At a certain point, I believe it was also Mick Taylor who played in his band. This band had so many British blues legends in his band as a starting point for so many great careers. Yeah, this one's also very good. Crusade. I love this one. Perhaps after the one with Eric Clapton, the one that I enjoy most is the one I bought first. That's this one. Blues from Laurel Canyon. Why is it that this one speaks so much to me? Well, this is, by the way, one with Mick Taylor. And this is not with the Blues Breakers, at least not the official Blues Breakers. There is a different sense, a different air here. John Mayall seems to be so calm. And perhaps it's the fact that this was recorded in America. It has that Laurel Canyon vibe. It's as if he traveled to the summer of hippies. I'm not sure if it's also recorded at that moment. Oh, it's 1968. Credits say the Decca Record Company Limited, London. But this Laurel Canyon vibe, this the sense that this is being played, or perhaps that's just what comes to mind when I listen to it, in the Hollywood Hills, with a complete cool air of hippie freedom. It has a certain lightness to it. It has a certain vibe like Memory of a Free Festival by David Bowie has. It is blues, but this isn't heavy. It's light, feather light, and it just floats through the air like a feather, you know. And that to me is the core essence of what made John Mayall so good. There are so many typical good blues elements, but he made it his own, and he gave it a personality and a vibe that is unique. Not what I necessarily look for in blues. So I don't put John Mayall on when I'm looking for a good blues record, when I get into a blues vibe. I put John Mayall on because I want to listen. John Mayall. It's a different personality. It's as if he used elements of the blues to showcase his own vibe, his own personality, with some of the most skillful musicians around. Now, that is incredible. That is so special. I have some more of his records here. Look at this one. Bare Wires. It's so good. This one's incredible. I love that one. The Turning Point. USA Union. Moving on. This man was just incredible. And he's greatly missed. He's going to be greatly missed. With him, a certain vibe, a certain coolness disappears. So, rest in peace, John Mayall, and let's all put on a John Mayall record tonight.